Hey learners, welcome back to Exfoli, excited for learning. So today we are going to do the project Fruit Ninja-2. So let's get started. So now let us see the project, and this is a specific task to complete that we have to follow in our project, and these also have like specific tasks to complete also have hints like what to do, so you could just see if you're having any trouble you can always see in this. So this is my project. So I have muted the side because it was very loud. Now I'm going to reduce the sound because it's really loud, and I'll show you what sounds come for if we cut the fruit, or if we touch the microbe or our enemy. Okay, so
Storybox Audio.
yeah, now that was the sound for
Storybox Audio.
fruits.
Game
Audio
over.
Jungle.
This was the sound for game over. Okay, so now I'll mute it because it makes a lot of loud sound. I'll mute it because it makes a lot of sound, so that's the reason. Okay, so let's get into the coding. These are the specific tasks to complete, so I'll just read it out real quick. Start adding code for the following. When the sword is touching the fruit, destroy the fruit and add a cutting sound. Okay, so that was the code. If fruit group dot is touching sword, then fruit group dot destroy each. That was the one. And when the sword is touching the monster, add the sound for the game over. Okay, so we have to add the sound for game over when we touch the monster. In my case, I have defined the monster as enemy. When the score reaches 4, increase the velocity of the fruit. So we have to increase the velocity of the fruit when the score reaches 4. Okay, when the score reaches 10, increase the velocity of the monster. So we have to increase the velocity of the monster when the score reaches 10. Use a random number to generate fruits from both directions. Random. Okay, so we have to do randomly from any direction, not from the top and bottom, just from the left or right. These are the hints. Okay, so let's see our project and we'll go into the coding. Yeah. So where sword image, enemy G, enemy group, enemy image, fruit 1, fruit 2, fruit 3, fruit 4, fruit 5, fruit 4, and then fruit group in common, and then fruit 1 image, fruit 2 image, so on, and then score, and then game over image. Okay, so we have already discussed in Fruit Ninja 1 what are all these variables. So we are creating variables for the sword, etc. So now we will just look at the things that we have to do this project, which are added, like some elements have been added from the previous project to this project, right? So we have to improvise the game. So we'll just talk about the thing that is improvised. Okay, so these all are the fruit images, fruit groups, enemy images, sword, etc., score, and the game over image. So, and then one more variable I have created where game over sound. Okay, so the sound, like how the sound comes. So we have to create a variable for this sound. Okay, now we have created a variable for image, but we have to also create a variable for sound. And then knife sound, a different variable for knife sound. Play equals to 1, end equals to 0, game state equals to play. So that has been done in the previous lecture. So these were already there. So now let's get into these two were the things that were new. Now function preload. In function preload we have to load the sound. Okay, so images have been already loaded, but we have to load the sounds. Okay, so game over sound equals to load sound. Game over sound is the variable that you have selected. I have selected the variable game over sound. If you say game over sound or game over whatever you think, like game over, S, capital S, or whatever, it doesn't matter. So equals to load sound. So for loading a image, we use the code load image. For loading a sound, we use load sound. Okay, then in brackets, and then in inverted commas, game over dot mp3. So this was the sound that was given right here. As you can see, they have uploaded the files for the sound. So as you can see, this is the sword sound. So I've just did like this, Control C, copied it and pasted it. And one more, game over. Yeah, so this is the sound for the game over. Whenever we touch the monster or the enemy, then the sound should be like played in the background. So that's the reason that sound, that is the, so like the PNG, this is the sound. Okay, so sketch.js, yes, same way. It's the thing that is changing is, instead of load image, load sound. And one more thing, what I did was, last class I've showed you only like it was just one. Now as you can see, I'll show you, when the monster comes, it would be like two images are coming, you know. I'll show you. See, as you can see, there are two images like happening, right? So that was what I made a correction. My teacher told that we have to make it like blinking, so that's the reason I did like that. So for making it like blink, like two images come, what we have to do is enemy image equals to load animation, not load image, load animation. Okay, then what we have to do is that we have to load these two, and in between there should be a comma. Okay, so this was alien 1, alien 2. Okay, and then yeah, same thing. So now we have already discussed how to create the sword, and then the enemy groups and the fruit groups. Okay, so this was also done in the previous class. And the score, if game state equals to play, then these all come in play. Sword.x equals to mouse world.mouse x. Okay, so and this was how randomly it comes. So from 1 to 5, that means any fruit can come from 1 to 5. That was done in Fruit Ninja 1. Sword dot is touching fruit G. So fruit, then sword equals score equals to score plus 1, and we have to destroy the fruit. Yeah, and one more thing that was added in this one is that knife sword sound dot play, and then two brackets, open the regular brackets. So this is how you implement the sound. Okay, it's not like many people might think like knife sword dot add sound and then brackets. It's not like that. Okay, this is how you add a sound. Okay, so knife sword sound dot play, and then the regular bracket without having any content inside both of those. Okay, else a sword dot is touching enemy G, then destroy each, and game state equals to end. Yeah, and then that was already done. And then same thing, game over sound dot play, and then brackets open close without any content inside. So we shouldn't have anything like space or anything. Should be just like this. Okay, draw sprites, and this score was also. So the new thing what I did was that, as you can see, these are the fruit functions. Okay, so function fruit create sprite, we have created the sprite, that was already done. But the new thing what I did was here, as you can see, this was so where set position equals to mat dot round random 1, 2. That means we have to generate random numbers from 1 to 2. That means 1 and 2, both numbers, because there's nothing between 1 and 2. There is, but no whole numbers in between. I mean whole numbers. Okay, so if set position equals to, so that means this this is a variable, and from that we generate random number from 1 or 2. Okay, so that now we are saying if set position, that means if this variable generates the number 1, 2 equals 2 and then 1, then fruit1 dot x equals to 400. That means that fruit1's velocity, I mean the position of fruit1. So fruit1's, that means from here. So this is a position, and then it would come -7. That means it would go to the left. Okay. Else, so this is how fruit1 dot x. That means we set the position of the fruit right here to the right, and then the velocity is minuses, right? As you can see here, there's a minus symbol. Minus means it goes to the left, so it comes like this, the fruit. Okay, and this is to increase the score, I mean to increase the velocity when it reaches 4. Okay, so what is this? What's the logic behind this? Fruit1 dot velocity x equals to minus, outside the brackets, 7 plus score divided by 4. Okay, so we have to increase the velocity when score divided by 4. So score so now if the score is 4, then 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 7 plus 1, 8. The velocity will be increased by 1. Okay, so if it's 6, then 6 divided by 4 is 1.5. So what will happen then? The score, the speed, the velocity of the sprite will be increased by 1.5. That means it will become 8.5. Okay, there's a logic behind the score divided by 4. Now it's 12 points, suppose. Okay, then if our score is 12 points, then what will happen? 12 divided by 4, which is 3, right? So 3, and then we have said that we have to add that much, the division, so whatever the quotient is, and add it to 7. So 7 plus 3 is 10. So the velocity is 10 right now, but minus 10 because we have added a minus symbol right here. Okay, that's the logic. Else, so if set position is not 1, then what else would it be? 2, right? The only option. So else fruit1 else set position, we don't need to write else set position equals to 2, because the next number, the obvious, if it's not 1, then it's obviously 2 because there's no other number, right? So else, if it's not 1, then if set position comes 2, then fruit1 dot x, the position of fruit1 would be 0. 0 means it's to the left, and if it's 400, it's to the right. So our canvas is 400. So what I have kept, the canvas is, I'll show you. Where is it? Yeah, create canvas 600, 600. But the thing that, okay, so it's not 400. The number is, we should write not 400. We should write like 600 so that it would come from the very end. Okay, so I'll just, so it should be 600, or you could also keep 400 or 500, it's up to you, but it should come to the right. So actually some of the canvas is getting covered. As you can see, this much is getting covered, so I added it as 400, and it was my mistake as well. So it shouldn't be 400, it should be 600. So all the places I'll just make it 600 so that it becomes accurate. So, and one more thing is that we have to scale the background, otherwise it's going to be really, it will be really wrong if we don't scale the background, because some part of here will not, like, it will be like white. Now as you can see that the vegetables, yeah, okay, so 1 second, I'll show you. See, they are coming from the very end. So I've kept 600. That's the reason they're coming from the very end. Okay. So I'll just end this because it distracts a little. Oh my god. Now you'll see that the vegetables velocity will be increased. I'll just show you how it gets increased. I'll just make it a little high, the score, so that you would be able to see it. You can see this velocity is increasing, right? It was really slow at first, now it's really fast. Yeah, now I'll just show you how velocity is if it's like 0, the score is. See how slow it is? We can immediately find the difference between it. So that's the reason, that is how it increases. Okay, then it's the same thing afterwards. Fruit.1, fruit.add image, fruit1 image, and fruit1.scale equals to 0.2. Same thing. And this actually what I did was that I just copied this and pasted it the whole place. So I copied this and then I pasted it right here. Same to same, nothing different. And then I just changed it, wherever it's fruit1, I changed it to fruit2. Simple, right? So that is how this works. And I want to show you one more thing, how this, like if it's load animation, then what is different, and load image. So in load image we can only add one picture, but in animation you can add multiple ones. Okay, so if you want like a moving effect. Okay, so I'll show you. Yeah, so instead of add animation, we should keep this add. Instead of image, we should keep it like animation. And the syntax for making an animation is that brackets. And then what we usually do for image is that we usually, like, we don't write this, right? We actually don't need to write this like this, and then it's done. But it's not like this for the add animation. The syntax is different. Okay, so first we have to add a, so like we have to add a like a variable. It doesn't matter whatever it is, like if I write a b c d f g or whatever, now if I write this, it won't show anything. It doesn't matter, and I don't need to, I'm repeating it again, I don't need to add this as a variable. It's just like a name, and that is just a syntax. So but without that, it see, just a syntax, so it should be there. Let's just wait. See, it's like square. That square, small square, was our enemy. Okay, so see, if I touch this, it's game over. So that is our enemy. So we have to have it like that. It's just a syntax. Otherwise, actually, I faced a lot of problem using that. So I thought that it was just like regular one, and then I didn't add this like name. It's just like a name. Okay, so for that, so I didn't add this name, and then it wasn't coming. So always remember to add that name in the inverted commas. Okay, and then afterwards you should add the variable where you loaded it. Okay, so yeah, this was my project, and it's the same thing for other. I don't think we have covered everything. Yeah, and the increment of after 10. So as you can see, so here it's 10. So this means that every 4, then after every 4, then 4 should be written. But after 10, the score the speed should be increased. So that's the reason I added 10. So score divided by 10. Okay. So I'll just so nothing, we have added everything. So we have done the play, like added the sound, added the game over sound, and then when score reaches 4, increase the velocity. When score reaches 10, increase the velocity, and random number to generate from both the directions. Yes, that is done. So we have covered all the topics, and this is the end of Fruit Ninja. So this series won't be continued. So like Balloon Buster, we had 5. Fruit Ninja, it's 2. Okay, so if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. And if you have any doubts, queries, then you can always comment them in the comment section below. And I have also added my project link in the description below. If you want to figure it out yourself, then you can always go see my link and you can see for a reference. Okay, thank you, bye.